Thanks very much for tuning in to Unmissable. I'm Nabila Jamal. Let me take you through all the top news. Our first up, we're going to give you a good glimpse into PoK, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, currently on the boil. 12 people have died, including 3 policemen. Reasons to why they're protesting at this point, we will give you in detail with our panelists. And of course, in our deep dive segment, cough syrup has led to the death of 6 children in Madhya Pradesh and 2 in Rajasthan. Shocking. Doctors have now been asked to stop administering those cough syrups made by Indian companies. We're going to take you through exactly what those are and why you should be alert. And finally, Zubeen Garg, organizer and manager, has been arrested, and we're looking at huge condolences pouring in for the family, including Shivakumar from Karnataka flying all the way to meet Zubeen Garg's wife, his family. And investigation at this point deepens. His phone has been retrieved. Possible details of his death could arise. As always, I start with the headlines first. Cabinet raises dearness allowance, DA and dearness relief for government employees by 3% for nearly 49.1 lakh employees. 68.7 lakh pensioners also get the same. The hike, effective from July 1st, will cost the exchequer nearly 10,000 odd crores, but certainly big moment of joy for government employees today. And Prime Minister Modi, US President Trump likely to meet at the 47th ASEAN Summit in Kuala Lumpur between October 26th and 27th. The leaders may hold their first face-to-face talk since Washington imposed 50% tariff on Indian goods, straining bilateral ties. Russian President Putin to visit India on December 5th and 6th for summit with Prime Minister Modi. The visit underscores growing Indo-Russian ties amid US punitive tariffs on India over its Russian oil purchase. Prime Minister Modi unveils ₹100 coin featuring first ever Bharat Mata depiction on Indian currency, marking RSS centenary. Coin showcases national emblem, devoted Swayamsevaks and RSS motto. Delhi Baba Chaitanya Nanda WhatsApp chats have now surfaced, and shocking, where he's harassed students repeatedly, those who were studying at his private institute. Leaked messages show that he was trying to arrange for a sex partner for a Dubai sheikh as well. That's what the messages have revealed. Sabrimala gold records go missing. Karnataka probe links Malia's 1998 donation. Key files on over 30 grams of Vijay Malia's donated gold remains untraceable, raising suspicion on planned theft and exposing systematic lapses until 2021 in Sabrimala. Philippines earthquake kills 69 people, injuring 186 as buildings collapsed and landslides hit Cebu. Rescue teams scour mud and rubble while authorities rush many of the injured to hospitals. But terrifying visuals that emerged all through the day today. 69 people have totally died. And a telling White House photo shows Israeli Prime Minister reading from paper during the Oval Office call with Qatari Prime Minister Sheikh Mohammed bin Abdul Rahman Al Thani. Apology to Qatar, with Trump almost prompting Netanyahu to do it. Apology follows the deadly Israeli strike in Doha. Seems like Trump trying to build truce between Israel and Qatar. All right, let me start with our top story on Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, protests there. That continues. Unfortunately, 12 civilians and 3 policemen have been killed. In PoK, 12 civilians and 3 policemen have been killed. Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, 3 days of protests have gone on, 3 straight days. While in protests, the unrest has been led by the Joint Awami Action Committee, a protest group in PoK, JAAC. That's led these protests, which has resulted in a shutdown of PoK. Markets have closed, transport, internet, all shut. Of course, the Pakistan government at this point not allowing this protest to snowball. But what really triggered it? People in PoK are fed up with the Pakistan government. They've been denied basic rights for 70 years. They're angry now, and all the more furious that when they got down to the streets to protest, the Pakistan army decided to fire at them. 12 people have died in this. In fact, many of the people there who were the protesters were trying to march towards Muzaffarabad with their demands, and the police opened fire. These are the visuals that show protesters hurling stones, angry protesters, because the army there opened fire. Protesters there began to hurl stones. They toppled shipping containers. In fact, the Pakistan army had placed shipping containers to stop the protesters right on their tracks, but here you have visuals there where protesters are literally pushing off those shipping containers into water right from the bridge. They've overturned vehicles. They've forcibly tried to make their way to Muzaffarabad. And this is exactly what the army and the government does not want. And they're using brute force to stop these people on their tracks. Now, the protest group, the JAAC, have made multiple demands, and that includes, number 1, to abolish 12 PoK assembly seats that's reserved for Kashmiri refugees in Pakistan. Number 2, label the ISI-backed Muslim Conference a terrorist group. And number 3, release jailed protesters in PoK and Pakistan at the earliest. And also pay compensation to all those people who've been killed in this protest. The protesters now demanding that the same amount of compensation given to the policemen's families, that compensation should also be extended to the protesters who died in these protests. The JAC warns this is only plan A. They have backup plans if the government does not budge, and if they do not take their demands seriously, then they have a severe plan D as well if Islamabad refuses to act. Meanwhile, Pakistan has sent thousands of troops and cut internet access there. Solidarity protest is also being planned outside Pakistan High Commission in London. Imagine 12 people have died in this protest there in a small region of PoK, Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, and their demands of basic facilities have been ignored and overlooked for the last 70 years, is what people of PoK say. To give us a little sense on what's happening there, we have our panelist, Zulkarnain Tahir, political correspondent of Dawn newspaper, Lahore. We also have Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, activist of POJK, joining us live from London, and Major General Rajan Kochar, defense and geopolitical expert. I welcome all of you to this talk here. It's tragic to see that 12 people have died in the latest information that we have. How did it get so out of hand? If I could bring in our guest from Lahore itself, Zulkarnain, go on. What exactly are the demands of PoK, and couldn't the army have handled this better?
Yeah, you see, the local administration, if I would say local administration as well as police are to be blamed for this. Usually it's been seen that police, go to curb such kind of protest through high-headedness, in fact. And that really didn't go down well with that protest in Kashmir. And now, even now, it's been it kicked off 3 days back, continued, and so far only one negotiation team government formed by have met with the protesters, their leaders, but couldn't satisfy them. And what the other thing government found good, that just blackout media. It's been complete blackout on media. What's been happening in Kashmir. So that's the kind of solution the authorities find usually. But the protesters, what they have in their mind, life is tough for them in terms of soaring electricity bills. There's a wheat issue. They also want local body elections. which the government promised but never took place, and also that the elite thing. They want abolition of elite seats in the assembly, as well as the quota system, and other demand is they want the release of their uh, of the prisoners.
Yes.
The
I've just listed out those demands as well, and these are not new demands. They've been demanding this for quite a while. Protesters say for 70 years they've waited for someone to listen to them, and now out of sheer frustration they're out on the streets. Dr. Amjad, would you give your understanding on this? We see this is a frustration of people that's come out after years of being denied their basic rights. That's what they say.
Well, you see, what this Dawn correspondent, Mr. Zulkarnain, has mentioned, this is a testimony to the fact that the most respected English newspaper, Dawn, the correspondent hasn't got a clue about what we are demanding, because they have never bothered to come, inquire, write a story about us in their newspaper. We are not demanding local bodies elections. Local bodies elections were held 2 years ago, after 30 years. And the Prime Minister of Pakistani-occupied Jammu Kashmir, who took the initiative, was kicked out by the military establishment for holding those elections. And now those councillors who have been elected have never been given any development fund. So the demand is for development fund. But more importantly, the demand is for the 12 refugee seats to be abolished, because they don't live in Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir. They live in different parts of Pakistan, and they have no standing in local POJK issues. Number one. Number two ho gaya ye. Number three, I think that the Indian media has to correct their narrative as well. Don't say Kashmiris are being shot at in POJK. Say Indian citizens living under the occupation of Pakistan have been shot at by Pakistan security forces, whether it's FC or whatever. The 3 policemen who have died were not killed by protesters. They were Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir Azad Kashmir police, and they refused to open fire on innocent peaceful protest marchers. And in retaliation, the Punjab police opened fire on the POJK police and killed 3 of our policemen from POJK.
Three policemen have died and 12 civilians. Could you give us the right number?
Yeah, 13 civilians, the latest, it's keep increasing. 189 have been wounded, they say, in one place. 200 people are waiting for ambulance in Muzaffarabad alone. They are denying us first aid. They are denying to take our people to the hospital. People are carrying them on their back or on their motorbikes and rushing to the nearest health facility for first aid. Now, the city of Dheer Court has fallen. The city of Dheer Court is totally under the control of Joint Awami Action Committee protesters and the JK police. They are collaborating. The police of POJK have joined the protesters. They have refused to open fire. And the policemen who were killed are of POJK origin. So first of all, please stop saying POJK. Say POJK, but add that Indian citizens are being killed. We are Indian citizens because on the 26th of October 1947, our king signed an instrument of accession with Mountbatten to join the Union of India.
Call yourself an Indian citizen.
Of course, we are all by default Indian citizens. Whether someone realizes that or not, that's their problem. So my point is, if we are Indian citizens and if Indian government says that we are there a two-tongue, where is the Indian government now? Where is our Home Minister, Amit Shah? Where is Manoj Sinha, the Lieutenant Governor of Jammu and Kashmir? Are we not part of the erstwhile state of Jammu Kashmir? He is also our Lieutenant Governor. Amit Shah is also our Home Minister, Defense Minister. So my demand is that with immediate effect, India should announce POJK as a no-fly zone. Any jet that comes to bombard our people should be intercepted by Indian Air Force or by Indian defense system, because they are sending jets in, they are sending strike helicopters in to kill Indian citizens living in Pakistani-occupied
That's the
Jammu
brute
Kashmir.
force
So
that's being
not
used
only
because people of POJ, people of POJK are demanding their basic rights, and that's what's shocking here. But Major General Rajan, your take on this, on how delicate can India handle a situation like this? Well, you have Dr. Amjad, who says that we are Indian citizens and India has responsibility towards us. Now, not all of them in POJK talk like him, but he does share a sentiment of a large number of people there as well. So how can India really intervene at a time like this?
Thank you, Nabila. I think Dr. Amjad has given a very interesting perspective of POJK, because as of now, POJK is actually a part of Pakistan, and whatever be the aspirations of the people, they have to be more visible to us in order for India to take action. You see, what is happening in POJK is also happening in Balochistan. It is also happening in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, because all these three areas I've been following it, observing, and especially in POJK, it is now turning into a civilian movement. You see, earlier it was a protest in one place or other place, you isolated your protest, but now what I'm seeing is there is a mass civilian uprising. So it is slowly leading to a civil war situation. These visuals are extremely disturbing when we see that firing by the Pakistan Rangers, which is a paramilitary organization of Pakistan, on innocent protesters, and in the manner 13 casualties so far. Actually, we don't know how many, because there is a blockage of media there. And the Pakistan government has to look at the cause and effect. You see, whenever we discuss these kind of discussions, the cause-effect relationship has to be brought out. And here it is that there is a mass discrimination against the locals. The governing powers are not with them. The local governing councils, as we actually call them, hill area development councils are not existing in Pakistan. Inflation, unemployment, and especially these power situation there is very, very critical. For example, the power generated by the rivers there is 2,750 megawatts, and POJK only gets 350 megawatts, and the entire power is being transferred to Punjab and Sindh areas. So there is a resentment. When we talk about Baluchis also, they talk about Punjabi dominance in each and every aspect of administration. And the same thing we are seeing in POJK also, because there is a predominant Punjabi lobby. In case you have a look at the Pakistan army, and if you have carried out analysis of the demographic structure of their senior ranks, 80% of the senior officers are Punjabis. And that is what is the cause of resentment, because if the locals are not given that recognition or that power, and gross unemployment, underdevelopment, a rising cost of everything in POJK, and the people in the POJK actually compare themselves with the people in Jammu and Kashmir, because the kith and kin is the same. If there is a cousin who stays in our Kashmir, there is another cousin who stays in POJK. So they tend to compare what is happening in India and especially our part of the world and their part of the world, and that is why my ultimate analysis is that in case Pakistan does not address these grievances or does not talk to these local leaders of POJK, it is heading for a big trouble. I won't be surprised if we have a situation like the 1971 mass uprising in East Pakistan, where maybe India may have to intervene at some point of time, because in 1971 the massacres and the rapes which were carried out by the Pakistan army, India had to intervene in that situation. I am afraid Dr. Amjad has raised a raw nerve here, because in case...
My only question is, you had a lot of talk around POJK, India claiming that region after this near war with Pakistan that we had post Pahalgam. We expected there to be some movement from the Indian government and the Home Ministry. Do you believe it's feasible? Do you believe that there will be action or steps taken? Do you foresee this in your experience?
See, in my experience, I feel right now it is too early stages. It's too premature for India.
But if people of POJK are desperate for Indian intervention, don't you think there's responsibility on our end?
Definitely, I agree with that point of view, because ultimately, in case the people carry out their self-determination rights and they want to be united with India, we can take up the issues at international forums. So far, we have not been very, very vocal about it. We have been talking on the domestic platform. We have been
this is
talking.
A totally wrong approach. With due respect, this is a totally wrong approach. मेरी बात सुने जरा, थोड़ा सा मैं आपको ना हिंदी में समझाता हूँ कि एक आदमी है, वो क्लेम करता है कि वो फलानी औरत जो है, फलां औरत मेरी बीवी है, ठीक है ना, वो हो गया क्लेम, ठीक है। एक आदमी है जिसके पास निकाहनामा है, जिसके पास कोर्ट क्या जहां उसने शादी की है उसका मैरिज रजिस्ट्रेशन सर्टिफिकेट है, दोनों में फर्क है। आप ऐसे बात कर रहे हैं कि जी पाकिस्तान को ये करना चाहिए, पाकिस्तान को फौजें निकालनी चाहिए पीओजेके से।
बट अभी POJK पाकिस्तान के कब्जे में है। It's that's the fact.
अब बात ये है कि कोई
Dr. Amjad, exactly. Practicality is the need of the hour. You can, I mean, emotions could be boiling right now. You might want India to intervene, but the fact is that it's held by Pakistan. How soon do you think that India can intervene in a situation like this? The situation is boiling out of control. What's with immediate effect that you can do to calm the situation there? Is there any measure that POJK has taken, the people of POJK have taken?
Let me finish. I'm from POJK. My people are under attack. So let me please have some time to explain the situation. I'm not demanding that India should send troops into POJK. I've never asked for that. What I'm asking for is, there is a Lok Sabha, there is a Rajya Sabha, there is a United Nations where we have our Indian representative sitting over there. What are they doing? Where is Mr. Amit Shah, the Home Minister of the whole of India, including POJK and Gilgit-Baltistan? Why is the Indian government not asking the High Commission of Pakistan in Delhi to come to the Ministry of External Affairs and explain why are they shooting at Indian citizens? You mentally do not consider POJK people as Indian citizens. That is why your whole narrative is confused. You are treating POJK as a separate entity, like another country, and things are happening and we might have to send troops. You don't have to send troops. All you have to do is, our Home Minister should issue a statement. Defense Minister should issue a statement. There should be a crisis in the cabinet about this issue. Just imagine if people are being shot at in Mumbai or in Lucknow or in Maharashtra. Would you have the same attitude? Would Amit Shah ji just have his lunch and go to have a nap in the afternoon? No. So treat us as equals. And if you do not trust us as equals, then the people of POJK are going to drift away from the narrative of reunification with India. It's common sense. So either
I never
you consider
expected
us
firing on
citizens or
India.
not.
I was really prepared today to ask questions on why Pakistan has lacked the will to ensure demands are fulfilled, and it's unfortunate that the people don't even
We are a
trust Pakistan to
colony.
begin with. They don't even believe they're part of Pakistan. They believe they're part of India, and that this changes the entire narrative. Zulkarnain, how do you receive a statement like this? Someone prominent from POJK saying we're not Pakistanis. We don't want to be part of Pakistan. We want India to intervene and save us. He said it in as many words. Is that why there is discrimination against them?
No, the first thing I just would like to clarify on Mr. Amjad's observation about the local body. You see that you need to see the whole Kashmir situation in Pakistan in total perspective. That is of people want their rulers, their leaders elected through vote. Local body election were held when Imran Khan was ousted. After that government of Kashmir, it has to be aligned with the Islamabad. Government changed. Local body election, that happened. The representative, they're not taking. Currently, then people of Kashmir not taking them their representative. They want fresh elections, local bodies. One thing is that, and even Azad Kashmir government, currently the whole lot is out against it because they think they are not their representative in that perspective. If you see it, besides the other things like inflation, as I talk about, soaring electricity bills, and that protest kicked off from the basic things of that basic need of the people. They think they're not getting job, they're being oppressed, and these are the things they have to be addressed. Primarily Islamabad.
Electricity bills is
Islamabad
not the
needs to
issue.
send a team
We
over
won
there,
that battle.
hold
We are
the
now
talks
being
with them.
sold electricity for 3 rupees per unit. Electricity का मसला नहीं है. मसला ये है कि आप हमें एक कॉलोनी की तरह इस्तेमाल करते हैं. वी आर ट्रीटेड एज अ कॉलोनी, और कॉलोनी जो होती है, it is exploited for raw materials for the occupier. So you plunder our water, you don't give us anything. You plunder the electricity produced by Mangla Dam and other hydropower projects. You steal our wood from our forest. From 42%, now our forest mass is 14%. The relationship between Pakistan and Pakistani-occupied Jammu Kashmir is not that of equals. That is my question from the Indian BJP government, which is failing to address this issue. For the past 6 years, we have been protesting and dying for the past 6 years. Not one statement has come in favor of our people.
Yeah.
Statements do come here and there, but their statements are for other reasons. When they visit Jammu Kashmir, they issue a statement. But now, where are they now? Where are they now?
Let me bring in a final word from Major General Rajan. I empathize with the people of POJK, and to hear Dr. Amjad speak at this point really awakens our conscience. If there is a way that India can intervene, if people there really strongly believe that they're part of India and Indians, then it's high time that the Modi government walk the talk.
You see, I can understand the sentiments of Dr. Amjad. He's very much emotionally involved in this entire process because he can feel the pain himself. But what we have to see is that what should be the methodology for the Indian government to tackle this issue. But I feel the first and foremost, and I agree with Dr. Amjad that the issue has to be raised in the United Nations and all multinational forums and expose Pakistan and bring the plight of the people in POJK. That is step number one. Step number two is we have to push for an international fact-finding mission through the UN human rights commissions and the NGOs and whatever organizations are involved. See, today we are hearing one voice on your TV channel. We want to know exactly do the entire population of POJK?
Oh, bhai, it's not a matter of entire population. It's a matter of nikah nama. We have nikah nama.
all those
हमारा
things-
nikah हुआ है.
You see, all those things
But
are
Major
legal
General,
aspects.
I agree with Dr. Amjad. It's not
We
about
are legal
the
entities
it's not about the
of
entire
India.
population. It's
आप
also
इतनी लंबी लंबी छोड़ रहे हैं कि जी यूनाइटेड नेशन 70 साल से हम यूनाइटेड नेशन के दरवाजे खटखटा रहे हैं. आप एक बयान नहीं दे सकते अमित शाह कि आई कंडेम व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इन पीओजे.
true.
एक बयान नहीं आ सकता आपका और आप हमें कहते हैं कि जी पूरे अवाम से वो फिर रायशुमारी कराएं. Then go for plebiscite. That was the original demand of the people of Jammu and Kashmir. फिर रायशुमारी के लिए आए आप. जनरल साहब की बात का तो ये मतलब है कि जो एग्रीमेंट्स इंडिया के साथ महाराजा हरि सिंह ने किए थे वो पीओजे के और गिलगित बल्तिस्तान पर उनका कोई इतलाक नहीं होता. लिहाजा फिर हम रायशुमारी कराएं. हम रायशुमारी के लिए भी तैयार हैं. आप हमें ये चाहते हैं कि हम ये नारा दें रायशुमारी का.
Let me you give a perspective on this. Our position on POJK has not changed. We still maintain what you are saying in case you have heard
So
a
that's
defense.
precisely what Dr. Amjad says, and there's not been a word
Yes.
of condemnation from the government.
Possibly that will come. You see,
when we are dead.
no,
It
will
never
come.
came. It never came. For 2 years we have been
So,
fighting
I'm
and
sure the
dying.
government will take
Never
cognizance
came.
of this because these kind of protests so far have not actually happened in such a mass scale because we are seeing that people from the villages
Right.
and other unit
Right.
towns are also.
My final question, as I'm limited on time here, Dr. Amjad, do you also face terrorism in POJK? We hear some bases have been set up there. You want some groups to be...
My dear, those bases have nothing to do with POJK people. Those are established by Pakistan Army, and they have got Punjabi and this what they call it Pashtun Afghans who they train to infiltrate into India, or there are those who used to be followers of Ali Gilani or Yasin Malik, that kind of Kashmiris who come from the valley, get trained and go back because they know the terrain. I now find out, I now realize that I think we are wrong. We are wrong by expecting that our mother, Bharat Mata, is going to come and hug us and hold us and save us. So we might go for plebiscite. We might ask the people of the whole state, including Ladakh. See what are you, Amit Shah, doing in Ladakh? 8 days there has been curfew there, and Amit Shah cannot leave Delhi and go there. How much
There are
arrogance
talks,
can you expect
talks are
from them?
on, talks are on, though people of Ladakh are furious that...
भाई आपने हमारा एक भारत का वॉर वेटरन कारगिल का उसको गोली मार दी, पीछे से गोली मारी, पूरे जिस्म पे उसका ब्लू किया हुआ है मार मार के. What are you talking about? You are, I am talking about how to say Bharat Mata. Bharat Mata is divided today on several issues, on religious fault lines, on ethnic fault lines, or now on Ladakh. आपसे तो कुछ चीज
You know,
संभाली नहीं जा
Ladakh is right now being handled. Talks are on, though there is friction, and
No, they have rejected the talk.
the
The
Home
apex
Ministry is
body-
dealing with it.
the
But I'm sorry,
apex-
and I'm sorry that you feel that way about POJK. I'm sorry you feel that way about POJK. Speaking of POJK,
have
you
rejected
are
the talk
you are
until
right
so
now. Your
Sonam
people of
Wangchuck
POJK are in
they have
danger.
rejected the talks. Let's be objective. Let's be objective, my dear.
Precisely why my question here is being objective is that we can't wait for Indian government to come and intervene in your situation at this point. Yes, a condemnation is certainly called for, but besides that, what are you doing in your capacity right now to ensure your people are safe? Because it looks like dangerous
Well,
scenes.
we have asked people to arm themselves against this brutality. They are fighting back. We are Pahadi log. We are mountainous people. We know how to fight. Punjab police is from the plains. They don't know how the mountain warfare and how to climb the mountain on high altitude.
So are your people
इनको
armed?
मार
Are
मार
your
के इनका
people
दूल्हा
armed?
बना दिया है.
Are
हमने
your
इनकी
people
बर्दियां
armed,
उतार
sir?
दी हैं.
Are your people armed?
Yeah, they are armed with sticks and rocks. That is all we
right.
have.
You know, I really pray
We will
that your
fight
people
back.
are safe, and we hope
We
your
will
demands are
fight
met at the
back
earliest.
Whether India condemns this atrocity that is
We'll
taking
wait.
place,
We'll wait
or
to
not,
watch.
We will fight
we
back.
we are also equally waiting to watch. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
no problem.
That's all I have time for, sir. I really appreciate all of you joining me here today, and it was an interesting conversation. POJK guest says that we are as Indian can be. So will the government of India now involve itself in ensuring peace within that region? We've got to wait and watch. Slip into a short break. We'll be right back. 6 children have died in Madhya Pradesh due to cough syrup. Shocking details emerge. More details on the other side.
Alakazam fish disappears. Moondad.
Smooth, silent, seamless. Sliding systems from headache.
ये वाला तो गुगली है,
वो वाला
ये वाला तो सिक्सर है।
कौन सा फ्लेवर बिजनेस बढ़ाएगा? ये खूबसूरत चिंता आप करिए। बिजनेस लोन की चिंता हम संभाल लेंगे विद कोलैटरल फ्री लोन एंड टेन्योर अप टू 7 years।
Love is nothing without the thrill. Unlimited love. The B6 Pack 2 starts at 21.9 lakh.
नई गाड़ी लेनी पड़ेगी।
हाँ, हमें भी।
शोरूम खोला जल्दी।
संभल कर। हम तक महंगा इंश्योरेंस बेचने की पूरी कोशिश हो सकती है, जबरदस्ती।
कौन करेगा जबरदस्ती? खोड़ दूंगा इधर मैं।
रिलैक्स कम लाकर। कोई जबरदस्ती नहीं है। नई गाड़ी के लिए हम एको कार इंश्योरेंस ही लेंगे।
फेयर प्राइस, कम प्रीमियम।
बात खत्म।
बात खत्म।
सर बात खत्म। अरे सर बात खत्म। अरे सर।
कार का एक्शन हीरो एको।
I'll straight away come to the point. Have you read a book written by Marshall Goldsmith? What got you here won't get you there.
I think that in itself can teach me something.
Two of the biggest teachers in anybody's life are number 1, mistakes, number 2, a mentor. Have you learned anything from your mistakes so far?
I should have gone in as the complete prototype of what a winner should have been.
The moment you take it easy, you will lose out on others.
And I've always been the lead character of my life.
Control your destiny, or else someone else will.
When I want something, when I've put my eye on something, it has to be mine.
Where do you want to see yourself 5 years or 10 years down the line?
Well, that's a long time, but the way I see the trajectory of my life for now is in Bollywood. I do like the idea of me being on the screen. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Welcome back. Shocking details have emerged from Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. 6 children have died in Madhya Pradesh's Chhindwara district after taking contaminated cough syrup. District authorities have swung into action now, ordering chemists to stop the sale of 2 syrups, Coldriff and Nextro DS, after lab tests have confirmed toxic contamination that may have caused kidney failure in children. Families had no idea that the syrup was the culprit. In fact, parents thought their children were down with seasonal flu and gave the medicine as prescribed by doctors. But soon after, children developed high fever and cold, difficulty in urinating. They were rushed to hospitals. None of them could be saved. The same deadly pattern repeated across all 6 deaths in the last month in Madhya Pradesh. Now, the contaminant that was found in the cough syrup is diethylene glycol. The contaminant that was found is diethylene glycol, which is DEG, an industrial solvent used in paints, in inks, even brake fluids. Experts warn that DEG often sneaks in as a contaminant in glycerine, a sweetener used in oral syrups. Even a small dose can irreversibly damage kidneys and liver. Now, this isn't just in Madhya Pradesh. In Rajasthan, in the most recent case, cough syrup manufactured by Kaison Pharma for the state government, distributed by the state government of Rajasthan, has killed 2 children and at least 10 of them are currently critically ill. In a shocking case, the doctor who said that the cough syrup is absolutely fine, drank just to prove it's safe, he fell sick and fell unconscious. He fainted after 8 hours, the doctor. And even an ambulance driver has fallen sick after consuming that cough syrup. Now, the Rajasthan government has also cracked down and stopped all supplies of the cough syrup that was initially distributed by the government. In Madhya Pradesh, Chhindwara collector has banned these syrups. Health teams are currently going door to door and ensuring the state authorities are recalling all suspected batches of this cough syrup. But grieving families say that action has come too late. 6 deaths in Madhya Pradesh, 2 in Rajasthan, 10 critically ill in Rajasthan at this point. This is part of a deadly pattern because in 2023 itself, this was flagged off. Indian-made cough syrups laced with DEG contaminant killed at least 141 children. And worldwide, a lot more because Indian pharmaceutical companies have supplied these generics to many countries across the globe. In fact, this was also the reason attributed to 66 deaths in Africa among children. Uzbekistan, Gambia, Nepal, they've all banned some of these Indian pharmaceutical companies who are supplying these very cough syrups. So alarm has been raised even in the United States. A case has also been filed on an Indian pharmaceutical company for supplying contaminated generics of this kind. The tragedy, of course, in Madhya Pradesh is not just about the 6 children, but it's also about poisonous medicine that goes unchecked and slips through our India's drug regulator, raising tough questions about oversight, quality checks, accountability. Let me bring in Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, who's a chairperson of Nephron Clinic, to give us a little sense on how this has happened, how this still continues. Sanjeev Bagai, Doctor, 2 years on, 2023, when this was flagged off, to now 2025, it seems like the contaminated batch is still in supply. And you have these people who are largely marginalized section of the society who are receiving these cough syrups. And in Rajasthan, in that case particularly, recently made cough syrups are contaminated and it's killed 2 people, 10 are ill. And it has been sent out by the government. It's shocking the kind of oversight we see here.
Good evening. It's extremely unfortunate to lose the life of innocent small children, and my prayers for the grieving families. Now, this particular toxin, which is a contaminant called as ethylene glycol or diethylene glycol, is a common contaminant in glycerin or glycerol, which is an additive to thicken the fluid solution as far as a cough syrup is concerned. So obviously, if it is there in a higher amount, because the window of safety is very narrow, then this thing is a toxin and it can be lethal. Now, this is very quickly absorbed. Within 20 to 30 minutes, it enters your bloodstream from your intestines. It is very poorly excreted. That means it's basically absorbed in the body, stored in the body, and it harms almost 8 or 9 different organs. But it is mainly the kidneys which have an effect. It goes through 3 phases. The stage 1 is when your child has nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, cramps, hallucinations. Stage 2, within 12 hours, the child goes into acidosis. That means you're producing more amount of metabolic waste in the body. And 3 is when your kidneys shut down. And this is what is called as nephrotoxic. Now, diethylene glycol or ethylene glycol forms after metabolization what we call as oxalic acid. It forms crystals in the kidneys and it blocks your tubules. That means your kidney can no longer function or filter. So the urine stops, means death. In these children, especially when you are looking at a rampant use of this syrup, perhaps many more would have actually consumed it. So the first step is, of course, to check not only this batch, but all batches of the cough syrups in the given area. Check what the level is, check what the contaminant is. 3 is to have a formal autopsy on the bodies, check the levels in the body, and of course a renal biopsy or a kidney biopsy will prove without doubt that there is a contamination or not. But this is a learning lesson.
Yeah.
You cannot have these kind of oversights. It's a systemic failure of processes. Most important, we had the same discussion 2 to 3 years back in 2022-23 when certain batches of cough syrups contaminated. If India has to maintain the image of being the pharma capital of the world, the vaccine capital of the world, we are supplying more than 60% of the world supplies in pharma. We must maintain international governance and standards, quality control and standardization.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Sanjeev Bagai, for your expertise on that. I really appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
All right, let me cut across to all our top stories on day tonight. Let's start with India's Asia Cup trophy that's still not come to us. India may be the new Asia Cup champions, but the trophy is still out of reach 3 days after the final. 3 days after the Asia Cup, India is still waiting for our trophy to come home. The row erupted when BCCI refused to take the trophy from Pakistan's Mohsin Naqvi, who's also the Asia Cricket Council chief and the Interior Minister of Pakistan. And post that, instead of actually following protocol, Naqvi decides to walk away with that trophy. Now, where is that trophy? Reports say the cup now sits locked inside the ACC office in Dubai. And Naqvi refuses to hand it over to India as per protocol. Instead, has suggested that Team India comes to Dubai and collects it. To which ACC board meeting, BCCI's Rajiv Shukla in that meeting has very clearly said none of that is going to happen as per protocol. It has to be sent to India. It's our right, along with the medals. The trophy also should come to India. And it's not mandatory for the Indian captain, Shivakumar Yadav, to go to Dubai to collect it. In fact, ACC board meeting, BCCI's Rajiv Shukla and Ashish Shelar also staged a virtual walkout after Naqvi first refused to congratulate Team India for the win and then proposed to handing over the cup for the winners in this fashion. Without consensus, the matter was left unresolved. Naqvi first appeared unapologetic. In fact, Naqvi initially reports came in that he apologized and he was soft on this issue, etc. But Naqvi now says he's unapologetic. He's put out a post on his social platform as well, saying that I have not apologized, and this has triggered further anger in India, but also in Pakistan. Many former players in Pakistan are slamming Naqvi for his misbehavior and calling this an orchestrated drama that has damaged Pakistan's cricket and Asia cricket's unity. The men in blue in India are back home and they are now joking about sleeping next to a pillow instead of a cup. There you have it. But behind the humor, the BCCI, of course, now is weighing legal options through the ICC to bring the trophy home. And hopefully, Naqvi will be penalized for this behavior. The fallout may not end here. Remember, the no handshake saga from the men's match could likely also spill over into women's World Cup clash that's due on October 5th. The women's cricket team in India will be facing off Pakistan on the 5th of October, Sunday. And all eyes are now on whether Harmanpreet Kaur's side will follow the men in refusing to shake hands with Pakistani players. For now, the Asia Cup trophy remains hostage to cricket politics. It's in Dubai under Mohsin Naqvi's watch, while the champions of Asia wait empty-handed. All right, now cutting to Zubeen Garg. Big breakthrough in Zubeen Garg's case. Assam's SIT has finally arrested festival organizer Shamkanu Mahanta and the singer's longtime manager Siddhartha Sharma in Delhi. Both have now been brought to Guwahati and sent to 14-day judicial custody. Investigators say Zubeen's missing mobile phone, crucial to the probe, has also been recovered from the manager, who had kept it since the tragedy on September 19th. Even as the arrests dominate headlines, tributes now continue to pour in for Zubeen Garg. Karnataka's Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar visited Jorhat during the Shraddha ceremony, calling Zubeen a voice that carried the soul of Assam to the world. He met with his wife as well, paying his condolences. He said overwhelming love he witnessed was proof of the deep bond Zubeen shared with the people. As Assam mourns, questions still remain. What happened to Zubeen in those final moments? Zubeen's wife, Garima Saikia Garg, has clarified that he was not scuba diving but swimming at Lazarus Island when he suffered an epileptic seizure during his second swim. In fact, we hear that he's had multiple seizures in the past, and she says his manager very well knew that he should not be swimming, or in that sense has a risk of seizure if he gets into water, and it was a manager's responsibility to ensure he does not get into the water, but yet he did. He was rushed to the Singapore hospital right after that swim, and that's when he was declared dead. Forensic reports cite drowning though in Singapore, but family insists a proper inquiry must have established really what happened to Zubeen in those final moments. Assam continues to balance solemn tributes with the search now for the truth in this case. All right, now in Uttarakhand, a very tragic case that's happened of a journalist in Uttarakhand who was found dead A special investigation team, SIT, has been formed to probe the mysterious death of journalist Rajiv Pratap, whose body was recovered from the Bhagirathi River in Uttarkashi district. Huge hue and cry as to what may have happened. There's a family of the journalist says that this is foul and there could be some malicious hand behind this death of their family member. In fact, the Uttarakhand DGP has said that SIT has now been formed after much push, one from the opposition Congress and the family members of the journalist. CCTV footage is being scanned, all records, call records, electronic evidence and statements are being scrutinized. The technical evaluation of his car is also being conducted. Remember, he was seen fallen into a water body and floating. His car was found in the Bhagirathi River. Pratap went missing on 18th of September with the car that was damaged. It was recovered 2 days later. Body was found almost 10 days later on September 28th near Joshiada Barrage. The postmortem said that he died from internal chest and abdomen injuries consistent with an accident with no external marks, which suggests that he may have died out of an accident. There was no foul play, but family refuses to believe this investigation. So now the government of Uttarkashi has decided that they're going to form an SIT team. The formation of a SIT team comes after opposition demanded this to be set up and proper investigation to be carried out. Congress MP Rahul Gandhi has described this death as absolutely tragic, calling for an immediate and impartial probe. All right, a quick look at Tamil Nadu's Karur tragedy, a big political investigation that now continues. Developments continue in Karur stampede case. TVK has announced a temporary postponement of Vijay's statewide public meetings for the next 2 weeks following the tragedy. Meanwhile, the police have tightened their probe. Central Zonal Police Chief has now confirmed that TVK General Secretary Busi Anand and Joint Secretary Nirmal Kumar face imminent arrest for failure in organizing the event adequately. 3 special teams led by ADSP Premanand have been formed to trace them. Separately, a case has also been filed against Adhav Arjuna for a social media post allegedly calling for violence. Police are now seeking CCTV and video evidence from TVK and have also visited Arjuna's post garden residence. But the political storm refuses to die down. DMK MLA Senthil Balaji, who's been blamed for conspiracy here by the TVK, says there was no power outage. He explained that only additional lights went off briefly when barricades were broken by the same TVK supporters. He added that videos from the spot speak for themselves.
அந்த இடத்துல நடக்கக்கூடிய இடங்கள்ல அப்படி இருக்கக்கூடிய ஒரு 10,000 பேர் 15,000 பேர் 20,000 பேர் 25,000 பேர் இருக்கட்டும். அவ்வளவு பெரிய கூட்டங்களுக்குள்ள போய் நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரி ஒருத்தரோ 5 பேரோ 10 பேர் அது மாதிரி ஒரு அசாதாரண சூழ்நிலை உருவாக்க முடியுமா? எந்த இடங்களையும் அப்ப கூட இபி சப்ளை கட் ஆகல, ஸ்ட்ரீட் லைட் ஆப்பாங்க. அது நீங்க ரொம்ப தெளிவா பாருங்க. உங்களை மாதிரி இருக்கக்கூடிய தொலைக்காட்சிகள் தான் லைவ் பண்ணியிருக்காங்க அந்த நேரங்கள்ல. அதுதான் நம்ம ஊட்டி கிளாஸ்.
All right, let me cut across to Bengaluru. A tragic accident that's happened in Bengaluru once again highlights Karnataka's pothole crisis. In Bengaluru, near Budigere Cross, a 22-year-old girl, Dhanushri, BCom student, died on her way to college after swerving to avoid a pothole. She lost balance and fell from her two-wheeler and was run over by a speeding lorry, dying instantly. Her mother has told the Avalahalli police that the lorry struck her and an FIR has been registered against an unidentified vehicle. But what about the pothole menace? The civic body ideally should be taking responsibility here. The mother demands justice. Opposition BJP in Karnataka has seized this issue. Leader of opposition Ashoka has slammed the Congress government, accusing it of turning a blind eye on Bengaluru's broken roads. People are dying, but Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar are flying, not driving. They are filling potholes for commission. That's what he says. Ashoka, listen in.
Again and again in Bangalore, death happening. Yesterday also, a 25 years girl was in accident because of the pothole. The pothole accident happened. The girl lost life. This is the scenario of all over the Bangalore, all over the Karnataka. But the Congress government, they has become blind. That's why they are not seeing any people, they are suffering all over Karnataka and Bangalore, suffering from the pothole.
Right, sir. Yesterday's one case, BJP says it's because of potholes that the girl died.
It is all true, false. They have nothing to do. They are all doing only hoax, and because of them, all these things has been created. And we are trying to.
Well, we're looking at the government in Karnataka announcing a massive 1,100 crore action plan to revamp 550 kilometers of Bengaluru's arterial roads with permanent concrete work to be completed in 26 days. Each pothole, he says, DK Shivakumar, is now tracked by photo, video and GPS, while citizens can report directly through a new mobile app as well. But criticism, of course, growing louder as potholes still persists. All right, now quickly, in a massive crackdown in Bengaluru, police have uncovered a shocking scam in the city's roads. In just 1 week, over 1,200 two-wheelers have been seized for running on fake or tampered number plates. Bikes with tampered number plates, fake number plates are plying across Bengaluru city, exposing how riders were dodging traffic penalties. Acting on the instructions of City Police Commissioner Seemant Kumar Singh, police across Bengaluru have launched night operations now to stop and check vehicles for their papers and to verify their number plates. During these checks, officers found several bikes using fake number plates, folded number plates or mismatched numbers were found only to evade traffic fines. In some cases, riders openly admitted that they had planned to trick the police to avoid penalties. So far, 1,200 bikes have been seized in Bengaluru and 43 riders booked under cheating charges, with FIRs now being filed against all those caught using fake number plates. Police say more cases are expected as crackdown continues across all city police stations. Message is clear now. Bengaluru police sending out a strong message that this will not be tolerated. All right, now shockwaves rippling through Hyderabad's Stencil town, Film Nagar, where actress Dimple Hayati and her husband Victor David have landed in fresh legal trouble. The couple have been booked for allegedly abusing their domestic help. A 22-year-old woman from Odisha named Priyanka Bibar lodges a complaint against both the actor and her husband. She says that soon as after she was employed, she faced some verbal abuse, humiliation and even starvation inside the couple's Sheikhpet residence. Matters escalated on September 29th when she claims an altercation broke out. In her statement, Priyanka accuses the actor and her husband of using abusive language, mocking her and her family and even saying, "My shoes are not worth your life." She further alleged that when she attempted to record their abusive behavior on her phone, David smashed the device to stop her. Based on her allegations, police have now registered a criminal case against the couple. This is not the first time it appears that Dimple Hayati has been caught in a controversy. In 2023, she and her husband made headlines after allegedly damaging an IPS officer's car in Jubilee Hills. The latest case has now once again placed the actor under the spotlight. All right, on that note, it's a wrap on this edition of the Bulletin. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great night.
व्यू मस्त है और चाय भी बुरी नहीं है।
नए घर में चाय के मजे कहाँ लोगे? ये खूबसूरत चिंता आप करिए। होम लोन की चिंता हम संभाल लेंगे विद अट्रैक्टिव इंटरेस्ट रेट्स एंड इंस्टेंट सैंक्शन।
TV9 फेस्टिवल ऑफ इंडिया 2025 से दिल्ली में मचेगा धमाका। तो दिल्ली वालों तैयार हो जाओ। इस नवरात्रि 28 सितंबर से 2 अक्टूबर तक इंडिया गेट के पास मेजर ध्यानचंद राष्ट्रीय स्टेडियम में